So friends, welcome to a new altcoin update video. Today we're looking at Sats Ordinals, a BRC20 token, which really took off a few months ago or almost a year ago when everyone was talking about it. In the meantime, it has become very, very quiet around it, so I thought we'd take a look at it. And as I said, some of you have also requested it, so if you have more altcoin wishes, feel free to write them in the comments below. That definitely helps boost the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested in all the altcoin videos or crypto in general. And yes, feel free to join the free Telegram talk and signal group. There you'll find the latest updates, news, signals, etc. BP. Link is in the video description. Request altcoins. In the comments section, you can also request altcoins there, of course. And now I would say, let's get started. Oh yeah, if you want to buy sats, you can do it at Binx. They were actually among the first to list all the BRC tokens, and they have a huge selection. You can even filter by categories. Also, there's a link for that down in the video description. So let's take a closer look at Sentence. We have a market cap of 402 million US dollars, so it's definitely not a low cap anymore. By now it's listed on all the major exchanges. You can see here we had that hype about a year ago when it shot up to 0.08, and now it's at 0.06, so there was a correction, but I have to say it wasn't a really big correction in that sense. You can't really take the market cap too seriously now. It's not as relevant anymore with these coins. Let's take a look at the chart instead. We're looking at the daily chart here. We can see, okay, we were even at the peak here on Binx at around 0.094. I've already drawn the fib level here. And if we look at the correction potential from the peak to the top, we see a 78% correction. So it's not presented very nicely with things, but we did have a 78% correction. Our listing back then was at this price, something like 0.00 with a lot of zeros and 2, 3, 6, 1. I'm just going to mention the numbers at the end, not all the zeros. And right now we're back at these low points. And to be honest, I'm a bit surprised right now because we're actually having a Bitcoin season. The BRC tokens are currently absolutely uninteresting. We're only talking about the Ethereum blockchain, Solana blockchain, Base, and whatever else they're called. But all the BRC tokens have kind of been forgotten. And I think diversifying the portfolio a bit with something like 2001 isn't such a bad idea. Now, I'm not saying you should buy sats, but just to engage with it a bit more. Sure, the market cap is huge, and whether we'll ever reach that all-time high again remains to be seen. I'm not saying you should buy sats, but just to engage with it a bit more. Sure, the market cap is huge, and whether we'll ever reach that all-time high again remains to be seen. But even from the current low point, if we just take this low here, if we were to reach that again, it would still be a 274% increase, at least into the golden pocket. So that would at least be a small start. Then we'd be at about $1.5 billion market cap. Just keep that in mind. A buying zone for me personally, if you wanted to get in now, would definitely be a possibility to buy in this price range because we're at the golden pocket of this upward movement. Otherwise, down here to the bottom, and then we would really have to deal with a new all-time low. So it's a very, very risky thing, especially with this market cap. But I think as long as the bull run is still going, there's still a bit of potential here. But I wouldn't evaluate it like a normal altcoin. So I wouldn't put in as much as an altcoin, but not as little as a low cap either, because, you know, I weigh those two differently. Maybe something like a middle ground where you feel comfortable and then say, okay, I'll just leave it and see what happens with it. If it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out and stuff like that. So I have to honestly say we had our hype. We had a very, very long, extensive hype. It's gotten very quiet now. The question is, will this hype come back? That's just the bet on it. We know that altcoins usually rise during altcoin season. How things will play out with sats will remain to be seen. But I think it's not a bad idea to have something like that in your portfolio. Also, all the meme coins that are running on BRC. Who knows how it will be when Bitcoin is at K, how all the BRC tokens will be received then. We have Reds and stuff like that, for example, that runs on BRC20. Just take a look at it calmly. Approach said, I would just shop like a middle ground. Yes. I'm not 100% convinced, and I don't have any BRC20 tokens in yet. I'm just waiting to see if we get a big correction in the next 24 hours or not, and then we can think about possibly putting some money in here. But feel free to share your opinion down below. I found it interesting that it was even requested because it wasn't really on my radar anymore, so let's just see what happens. Otherwise, there are really only entry zones going down, not up. Price targets are also very, very hard to assess because we haven't had a real run yet. Otherwise, I'm looking forward to the next update video, which will probably follow tomorrow. Wishing you a great day, take care, until then, bye-bye, and as always, stay crypto.